Hello, I just thought I'd do a little quick update before everything goes bananas. So, this is the issue. Look at all this mould. Everything's gone white and horrible in there. Okay, it's actually gone down a bit, surprisingly, over the last 2 days since I got back. But the ants have actually started to make tunnels within the... that's all mouldy and horrible, so this is all coming out tonight. See how mouldy it is? But they've got tunnels in there. See that? So I don't really know exactly what's going on in there, but we're going to find out later. There they are. So they're quite busy in there, but on a whole, look how steamed it is. And then, ooh, what's in the box? What's in the box? So that's another bit of the video coming up a bit later as well. I won't spoil it. I thought I'd just show everything because I'm about to hoover them all out. So, dead piles. Yeah, I've not hoovered these out for ages. I don't know. They're all going to get fed. I'm just feeding them and hoping for the best with the tetras. That satin at the back. All change tonight, as you'll see, related to the box we just saw a minute ago. And then this is a bit worrying, you could say. So the Rufa glaucus, look, we've got a die-off going off, which is never good news for me. It's never good news for anybody, but they've never done this before. They've had an average die, I would say, of sort of, you know, maybe 3 a week over the last 3 months. Not much at all. So suddenly I've got this many after a week. So that's definitely bad news. Anyway, they're going to have to be moved around in a minute. I'm not going to lift this up. It's just a quick update to show you the sort of state of my ants before. So the Nicos. So I've not hoovered these out for since the last video, whenever that was. So over a week ago, week and a half. So their die-off has slowed right down, but whether that's good thing, bad thing, I don't know. I put that sugar in thinking, oh, maybe they're going to go for it now, but they haven't really. They haven't emptied it. They like sugar when it's in that little thing there. Anyway, this is going to be an edited video, so I just wanted to show you before I go hoovering and before all the action starts. Okay, bye. Hello. We're on an emergency mission now to not evacuate, I don't know what the word is, clean out the Messors. They've gone mouldy. And this is the first time I've looked at the back of this tank in well, easily 6 months. So let's have a good look inside the Messor tank, see what they've been up to. Just because this is a once every 6 months type of affair. Are they dead in there? What's that? Could be. Just thought, let's do it. Let's just have a really good look at them, because I don't do it very often. As you can see, I severely overhydrated them, and the problem is they've gone mouldy. Proper mouldy as well. Proper white coat. Oh look, they're going mad. Yeah. This colony is quite big. It came to me at about 200 with queens, as in, you know, the lates and queens walking around, from Jake Antimatters. I got it off them at AntCon. They were not quite a year old by then, but they were just one of these colonies that sort of just blows up. So I'm very grateful to Jake for giving me this, and they've just been doing really, really well. But how much of them be doing well I could see has always been questionable because of this setup. Which I've made videos on how to make this setup. If anyone was interested, if you haven't seen them, they are there. And this setup is basically a copy of what Campo Nico does. Not as good as Campo Nico's, I'll admit straight away, but a lot easier. Anyway, let's have a look around the front. Okay, now one big problem here, well this all just fell over, to be honest, on the way carrying it out. See this white stuff up here? That's about 1 centimetre thick, it goes all the way down. But then, so this, and you see that white down there, it's all just mouldy. It's gone really fluffy and mouldy. I went away for 5 days after hydrating them, and I knew it was overhydrated, I didn't expect this to happen. They've been making tunnels in the waste area as well. Earlier on they had a queen in there, they were dragging her down by her wings, and this little tunnel just in front, that's not very professional, is it? A little tunnel just in front of you there. They were dragging queens around. You see they're going nuts in there, look at that. Can you see it? The glass is so horrible, it's just focusing on that. Anyway, let's pull out a bit. I'll show you what I'm going to do. What a professional video this is. Anyway, I could edit this. I could edit this video. I'm going to show just a blur. Hold on. Come back out. Okay. So, no, I need to go freehand with this. So the tank. Okay. So this is what the top of the tank looks like. It's the same lid it came with, and I just have to put tape all around the edges. I put those vents in, but those vents would have been just normal holes in the fish tank. The fish tank place. So I have to really well tape it up all the time. As you can see, the ants have completely made it right to the top. So taking this top off is not something I ever do. Like that. More mould probably. What I normally do is just undo some of the tape across here, like this. Then just lift the tank up about 1 centimetre, and then I drop in food. Or if those feeders, which I've now discovered I can go 50 days, I can literally put the antimatter feeders, brilliant for this type of setup where you don't want to disturb it very often. So I can literally put those feeders in once every 50 days when I see they've emptied, by just lifting this about 2 inches, and I'm not really disturbing this top bit very much. Let's see what you're looking at. Lots of nests there, by the way, because we've got another project going on. Anyway, let's see what happens. It's not stuck on all that well at the moment. It's, oh, reasons. Look at that. So we've got some. Oh, I haven't put a barrier on. Oh, look at the ants down there. So the plan was to put a barrier on this tub around the ants. I've forgotten all about it. I've just got into it. That looks like a spider's web almost down there. Oh, that's the hole. Look at that. The mould has really got in there. They must have been storing seeds up here before the mould happened. Have a good overview. So the ants are going a bit crazy down there. That's the old water tube, they've buried it. This is all collapsed on. This didn't used to be here. It's usually standing up. And there we are, look at that. It's like a blanket of mould. It should not be there, should it? There is another entrance to the nest. Yeah, there it is, down there. Not seen that for 6 months. Wondered if they even still use it, but they do. So Messor barbarus, they proved to be a very good ant actually. Very, you know, I kind of, because they were so cheap to buy, and they were like the, kind of like block these up. I'll still get to it. Yeah, because they're kind of like a budget ant, you could say. It's easy to. Look at that. It's the water one. They've just completely filled it in. Probably everything was so overhydrated. They obviously do this because they were like, oh, everything's too wet. We don't want any more. We don't want any more wet. Pretty with that one as well. Pretty much full still. So they've obviously blocked those off, thinking, well, I don't know what they're thinking. I'm not an ant, but in my head, what I think they're thinking. I haven't put the barrier on this, but there was only one ant on it, wasn't there? Yeah, we're doing okay actually. So my plan is put this back on the holder, scoop that out as quick as I can, get straight into this other tub, and then deal with the consequences. This is the plan. And we're back, and here we go. So I think, as you can see there, got some proper serious mould issues going on. I just overhydrated the nest far too much. Now's the time to deal with it. Come out of it. So this is the plan. Who knows if it's the best plan or not, but this is the plan. It's a big spoon. So I'm just going to Messors scrape this out, chuck it in this tub, and sort the ants out afterwards. What we're done. I'm such a professional. It's what you call professional ant, whatever. Holler for eat your heart out. There you go, just chuck it out there. I mean, this is what it needs doing anyways. A massive, it's like a spider. Oh, it's horrible. Get rid of that. You're probably seeing just my hand, aren't you, right now? But this whole horrible pile of gunge just needed to go anyway. So it's kind of time to just do this and deal with it and sort consequences out. So afterwards. I still don't know if you're be able to see what I'm actually doing here. Like digging in the sand bit, I suppose you could say. That's better, maybe. There we go. Right, so I'm just taking all this horrible, seedy, mucky, horrible stuff out. If there's ants in it, then there's ants in it. I've had to get this lot out for a long time. I just left it alone. It's only so long you can leave this. It's like holes down there. Look, it's all an ant's nest. This has got to be done. It's like a sort of greyish colour because of the mould, and it's horrible. It's got to be done. So any ants that end up in the wrong place will get picked back out again in a minute. I don't do much of this natural tank and natural tank destruction, you could say. I don't know what you call it. It's just not really my thing. I might, yeah, I've got ideas. This year, part of the Manica challenge this year, one of the queens I get is going to definitely go into a natural tank right from the start. I know Ryan did it. It didn't work, but I still think it will work, if you know what I mean. Most ants. Well, I mean, the real one for me anyway. One of the reasons for doing the challenge was to find a way of keeping Manica. Oh, it's horrible! It's like grey and like deceased seeds down there. You can see that on the camera. It's really weird stuff down there. Like kind of breaking down. Anyway, yeah. Oh, there's loads of ants down there after that. But I need to do this properly, just get it all out. Yeah, so what I was saying was the Manica challenge, really part of the challenge is all about, for me anyway, not for everybody, the challenge overall is just who can actually raise some Manica rubida. Whereas for me, for me the challenge is all about, can I do it in a artificial setup, not just a natural setup. But having said that, not many people have really done it in a, well, has anyone done it even in a sort of natural setup? I don't think they have. So you could argue that's still open. You know, it's still open, isn't it? It's like can you do it even in a natural setup? Is that hard to do? Okay, so might as well take out some of this rotty stuff from the top as well. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. And across there. It's had basically this nest has got too much sun in it right from day one. What happened was I filled this up, well, yeah, I nearly filled it up to about an inch from the top. I didn't think to myself, they're going to make tunnels in this, and that sand that made tunnels from is going to go somewhere else, and that's what's happened. So, me taking loads of sand out is not a bad thing. Not at all. Maybe I should have done it not after it started. They seem to move out of the way quite well, though. 1 minute there's a big pile of ants there, and then by the time I get in there with a spoon, they're all gone. They've got their old test tube down there as well. Let's get that out. I just don't need that anymore. It's literally not doing anything. It's not had water in there for a long, long time. Get them all out of there. I feel a bit mean doing this, but I think it's for the best. Ants on me. In you go. We just don't need mould. One left in there. Come on, there you go. Really want to break the tube, do I? Okay. Nice. Let's go freestyle again. So there we are. The Messors are probably not very happy with me, but it's looking far better. I think I need to clean this glass properly before I put them back. Anyway, I just wanted to show you that. The front of the tank looks a bit, well, it doesn't look very special at all, does it? It looks a bit messy. But I had to sort this out. Overall, it's been a really good colony, and I just need to give them a good clean out. I'll clean all this stuff off the glass, clean it off this side of the glass, set the big stone up with the feeders on, or come up with a new design, to be honest. And we're off. Ant season is beginning again. I've got to get on with it. Okay. As you can see, it's now cleaned out. I've got rid of that big stone, and I've given them 3 feeders back. Giving it a good clean. The glass is clean at the front here, which is going to be good for viewing. Decided to give them a right old treat, so I've given them half a cockroach. try and settle the nerves after this massive scoop out. I can confirm that, well, I don't know if it's the best, but a very good method is to scoop it out with a big spoon. Every time we see an ant, scoop it up with that spoon, they sort of separate. In fact, can I do this now? I can do it. I can do it live in action. Look, there's 3 ants. There's 3 ants. So see? Does that, it sort of separates and runs off the spoon, and then you can just flick it off with your finger, which I can't do with the camera. Yeah, but that's, you see how easy it is? So I did that with about 20 odd ants, and it's just so easy to get them back off again. I'll put it back there. So I can see, so about 4 or 5 left to do, so I'll do all them. Stick all this back together, and then, well, I was just showing you the fact that this is what it looks like before it goes back in its shelf. The reason being, because I'm completely changing the shelf around as well. The heat mat that was under these is now going into the other shelf, and the 2 heat mats that were in that shelf are going up to this shelf. I think it's just easier to sort of use one big heat mat for that whole shelf, and this shelf it's not so important. So that's what's happening there. And yeah, that was just the next step in my journey of tonight. As you can hear, the music's getting better, things are getting a bit more mad tonight. So anyway, the next step is the new ants.